Joining us now on the Megacast is one of numerous artists that you'll find at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show in West Bloomfield. Rochelle Hoey is from West Bloomfield as a drawing artist and joins us now on the Oakland County Megacast. Rochelle, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, how are you?
Appreciate having you on. So you're going to be at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. You are from West Bloomfield. First off, just tell us a little bit about how you got into drawing. That's your specialty. What led you into drawing? What attracts you to that particular form of art?
I have been drawing since I was probably about 4 years old. My mom actually had done artwork with me at the table, and then she ended up sending me to the BBA, because she didn't know what to do with me anymore. And I've done all kinds of stuff. But I really enjoy drawing. I work in colored pencil. I find it relaxing, and it's fun, you know.
So when you're creating these drawings, because there's a lot of colors, a lot of depth to your drawings from what I've seen, just about how long does it take you to put one of these pieces together, given that there is so much detail, fine detail even, that you're drawing in its entirety?
It depends. It depends how big it is. It takes me less time to do a big picture than it does to do a small picture. It tends to take about 25 to 30 hours. But I hyper focus, so it usually takes me 2 or 3 days, you know.
We're joined by Rochelle Hoey. She is an artist you'll find at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 30th and 31st off of Powers and Daly Road, just off of Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. The times on those dates: Saturday, July 30th, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Sunday, July 31st, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. You can find more information on Rochelle's art at Rochelle's art on RochelleHoachArt.com. That's RochelleHoachArt.com for more information and to see some of her drawings. So as you're approaching these drawings, where do you start from in designing these pieces and ultimately how you craft them? What's your process usually starting with?
It depends. Sometimes people give me ideas. I've been at people's houses and I see that they like certain things and I'm like, I get an idea from the inspiration of something that somebody likes. During COVID, it was, what do I see outside? And then I just sort of said, I see birds, I see trees, I see flowers. So I would do a lot of that. I use a lot of reference. I go online, I use books, I use magazines, I take pictures, and I kind of go from there.
More information again, RochelleHoachArt.com. That's RochelleHoachArt.com, RochelleHoachArt.com for more information. And then hotworks.org is where you'll find more information on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, including how you can get tickets in advance for July 30th and 31st to view these programs. So for you, Rochelle, when in your life did you realize that you could do what you love, you can make these drawings and do so professionally? And how did you then ease your way into this as a career?
Again, my parents, I think, was a lot of my inspiration. My parents always said, you can do what you want to do and do what you're good at doing. And they supported it. My mom actually got me doing shows when I was probably 18 or 19. I would do shows in Grosse Pointe. Actually started off painting flower pots. And then I went to finishing furniture, and I like to tell stories. So a lot of my work does tell stories. I just went from there, and I actually took some time off. This is my second year back since having my kids. So I'm excited.
So as you're creating these pieces and you're trying to convey a story, what parts of that story are you putting onto the final canvas as you are creating these pieces? Because you're trying to convey some sort of meaning, some sort of theme to the art viewer, but everyone's going to interpret that differently. So how do you put that story onto your piece?
That's a good question. Usually, depending on the piece, I'm looking at which pictures you're showing. That one that you're showing now was a story about, obviously, a squirrel. But it was actually when I was in it was during COVID. So the story was about COVID and what you see, and lots of people like animals. And so they're going to see the peacefulness of it and the quietness of it. And, at least that's what I see,
We're joined by Rochelle Hoey. She is a drawing artist that you'll see at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 30th and 31st in the heart of West Bloomfield Township, just before the Town Center District, just after the beginning of the Town Center District, off of Orchard Lake Road. It'll be on Powers and Daly Road, heading north toward Northwestern Highway. July 30th, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. July 31st, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. More information on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, including how you can get tickets to see Rochelle and other artists that will be there on those 2 days, can be found at hotworks.org. That is hotworks.org. So, Rochelle, participating in the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, I would imagine is pretty special for you, being that you are from West Bloomfield and you live in the local area. Tell us about what you love about this particular show and what brings you back.
I actually live in Illinois now, but I do visit quite often. My family's still there, and I come back 2, 3, 4 times a year. I really love Michigan. I think it's a great place to be. I love the people. I love the scenery. I love the atmosphere. So that is why I'm coming back,
When it comes to the art show experience, Rochelle, for you as an artist, obviously the sale of your pieces is a significant part of the interest and why you go to these art shows and participate in these art shows. But what else about the art show experience and just discussing your art with art lovers, with other artists, what about that is special to you as a creative person?
I love going to shows and watching people and seeing people smile and enjoy themselves, looking at different art. And I also like looking at other people's art and getting inspired by other people and hearing what they have to say and hearing what they like. And I find it very, very interesting. I like people watching too. So it's fun.
Yeah, plenty of great people watching experience for you there at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 30th and 31st in the heart of West Bloomfield Township. Again, you can find more information on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on hotworks.org, and you can find more information and view some of Rochelle's art at RochelleHoeyArt.com. That's RochelleHoeyArt.com for more information. Rochelle, what are some of the pieces that you will be bringing with you, if you have any examples, so people can see some of the work that they might see from you at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show?
I am going to be bringing a series of hamsas, or God's hand, depending on what it is. I enjoyed doing them. They were very fun, but they are not just hamsas. I also did it as the 5 senses. So the 5, I don't know, I'm a loss for words, but it's spirit, air, earth, water, and I'm going blank right now. And but I have the 5. So I am bringing those. I am bringing all of my zodiacs to the show also. So
we're joined by Rochelle Hoey. She is an artist you'll find at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Again, you can find a lot of her pieces online on RochelleHoeyArt.com, RochelleHoeyArt.com for more information, and also find more info on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show at hotworks.org, hotworks.org, and for more information and to purchase tickets for this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. The dates, July 30th, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., July 31st, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. off of Powers and Daly Road on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. Rochelle, for those that may be interested in drawings and may really appreciate those handmade drawn pieces and handmade colored pieces that you create, what's your price range so that when people go here, they can kind of have an expectation of what they will get from you?
My prints start at $35 and they vary about $35 to $70 for a print, and originals are about $250 to $500.
Again, you can find all of these on RochelleHoeyArt.com. That is RochelleHoeyArt.com for more information. See some of these pieces and join her out at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show July 30th and 31st in West Bloomfield is off of Powers and Daly Road in West Bloomfield Township. Let's talk about your style too a little bit too. There's a lot of different color that goes into each and every one of these pieces. Some of them are really just blending together. I think of pieces you have such as Cancer and Fairy on your website. Even another one that has kind of blending colors with a lot of blues is your Mermaid piece. So as you're approaching these pieces and you're drawing the figures that are telling that story, how do you approach it from the color standpoint to also catch the eye, but tell a story or set a mood through the coloring of your pieces?
Obviously, I like bright colors. That's a good question. I'm looking at one that you're showing, and it's funny that you say that. I was actually trying, even when I try not to be bright, I go bright. I tend to pick a color palette prior to starting, but I typically start with the main piece. Like if I have an animal or a bird or a fish, I tend to start with that. The backgrounds come later. I don't always know what it's going to be until it's done. I tend to like blues and purples. I like sunsets. So I try to pick out colors that aren't just plain sunsets, but it's more like it's gradually changing colors, or like when, at night when the clouds are lighting up. So I try to kind of go with that feel.
We're joined by Rochelle Hoey. She is an artist from West Bloomfield, now living in Illinois. You'll see in West Bloomfield on July 30th and 31st at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Again, July 30th, 10 to 6, July 31st, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And more information on the art show at hotworks.org. You can find Rochelle's art at RochelleHoeyArt.com. Another couple minutes with you, Rochelle, before we'll need to say goodbye today. Any other information at this time that we haven't talked about that would be interesting or important for our audience to consider about your art or what they'll see from you at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show?
Again, I like bright colors. I have different styles, but I am tending to lean more towards my children's illustration, as you were talking about my mermaid and my fairy. I also have my gnomes. I like my gnomes. So I'm also always up for suggestions and ideas, and that's really, really kind of about it.
Well, Rochelle, we thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. And we'll see you at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show.
Thank you so much.